Hello and welcome to ProAnywhere. We're going to do a Python quick start and make a classic game, Serpent. Let's begin. First, we're going to download and install Python if you do not have it. So Google search Python, go to downloads, then you can choose download and choose the appropriate version for you. We're going to be using Visual Studio Code or VS Code, so you could Google VS Code. You could go to download, and you could choose your system for Visual Studio Code. Create a folder on our system, call it Proj for project. I'll drag and drop it in here. Create file, call it hello. And we can test this out. Say print hello world. And you can run that, and terminal will show up. And print hello world here. While you are in a terminal over here, you could type in pip install Freegames. Press enter, and it will install Freegames for you here. Import Freegames. So we don't need the hello anymore, so I'll just delete it. Say yes, delete. Okay, so I'm going to create a new file. I'll just call it game.py. Import turtle. So this comes with Python. We'll also choose random. Import from random, not everything from random. Import rand range is from Freegames, which we installed earlier with pip. Import just one square and vector. Set up a main function, and right now I'll just say pass. If we run this with Python, name equal to main, then it's going to actually run that function. But if you import it, it won't run that function. So I'll just separate it out like this, space. So just do the first one. So it's going to do turtle setup, and basically we're setting up it's the width, the height, the starting point for the x, and starting point for the y, and this is basically your canvas that we're going the turtle is going to draw in. So for here I'm going to say 420 by 420. Starts at 370 on the x, and the y is 0. I'm going to fill out the rest here. I'll explain it in here. So what's going to happen here? So we set it up, the canvas to draw. The turtle, when we draw the canvas for it, we don't want to show the turtle that actually draws that we see. So we say hi turtle. That's what this says. Then we don't trace it, so you don't see the path that it goes in. We're listening basically to inputs, and we're going to run these things on key, basically turtle on key. If you press the right key on your keyboard, the left, the up, or the down, it's going to call this function, which is a lambda that we actually execute live in here, that we're going to define. And then after, it's going to actually do that move, and then the turtle's done. It's moved. This is the function that we have on change here. Right after we do our imports, we have these variables. So the serpent, we could put that first, I guess. That's, your character. And we're using a vector starting with the x and y here. And you could see this is a list. So as we go on, this is going to grow. Where every time he eats his snack, it's going to go on top of the stack. And that's why that's a list here. And the direction is going to be the direction that it's going to move towards. So when you call on change, it's actually updating the direction. There's a .x and .y. That's why you have these two values here. The heart of everything is the move function, which I'll put in here. We have the head, right? So that's a variable of the serpent. So remember serpent here that we created, that's a list. And when we first created, we just make it a vector. When we basically do a copy, when you do the -1, you take the last one on the stack. You're not copying it because we're copying it and you put it in the head. Then from that head, we're looking at the direction and we're moving towards it. And then we're doing a check in here. Basically, we're saying, okay, not inside the head, or the head is in Serpent, meaning the head goes back into the body. If it is, then everything turns red and the game's over. And we return, we're out. We're out of this function. So one thing we're doing is inside, so we have to actually call that. So inside goes in this function and says, okay, well, head.x, that basically the x value on the grid, is it between negative 200 and 190 for the x. If it's outside of that range, that means we're outside of the grid and we fail, right? And here, the same thing for the y. If we get past this part, if we don't fail, then the head gets added to this list of the serpent here, and this gets longer, the body gets longer. We check to see if the head is at the same location of where a snack is, and that will print it out in our log over here. And then here, randomize a new location of the snack, or else we just pop the last thing that goes there. Then we clear the turtle again, and then we continue with the location. The square is basically what we're going to put in the location there, black or green, if it's a snack or if it's a body there. Then we update. And then the timer here, we have 300 here. You can, if you want to make it slower, you'll slow down the game, or you could put it faster here. And then on that, if you change this timer here, it's going to call move, basically this function again. So this is going to keep going until you fail, which is this condition. If you either go inside hit the wall or hit the body. And then that's what's going to fail, and then it's going to exit the program. And that's pretty much the program. So now I'm going to actually run this. And here's the game that shows up. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And remember to share with your friends.